Hey YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to take a brief moment to explore a few colorist comments from light-skinned black men. Alright, so first on the list is Young Berg. And I'm pretty sure, for those of you who are concerned about colorism, you probably know about these comments. But I'm going to go through them for those people who may not be familiar, though. All right, so Youngberg said the following, quote unquote, I'm kind of racist. I don't like dark butts. You know how some women prefer light-skinned men or dark-skinned men? It's rare that I do dark butts. That's what I call dark-skinned women. I don't date women darker than me. I love the pool test. If you jump in the pool exactly like you are and you don't come out looking better than you looked before going into the pool, then that's not a good look. Any woman that uses brown gel to set down her baby hair is not popping. End quote. All right. And these quotes were made years ago. I remember when this was said, actually. And I think my sister had I think my sister may have told me about it, actually. Vice versa, but I think my sister told me about it. And I was just like, well, that guy's kind of dumb to say something like that just because of the fact that who else really checking for the dude? Really, who, like, that's the only women who really checking for him like that anyway, right? And then he want to be on like 106 in Park afterwards, all hugged up on a whole bunch of dark skinned women, acting like he ain't say the comment, you know? Acting like he got so much love for the dark skinned women out there, right? And then he said that his mom is dark skinned too. Somewhere that wound up coming up sometime later when he was perhaps backtracking or trying to do damage control about the comments, right? And then I even heard or seen one phrase when something saying that, oh, Youngberg said, you know, like something to the effect of, oh, I've had plenty of dark butts on my face, really. So basically he's eating plenty of dark butt, right? Right, right, yeah, I know. Yeah. But hey, I'm sure, you know, the slave owner back in the day had plenty of dark butt on his face too. But he still made sure to take care of business though, right? He still made sure to keep the system of white degeneracy going, right? So, nah, we, you know, that ain't enough. All right, that shouldn't be enough. All right. But let's move on to the next colorist comment. And this colorist comment actually doesn't involve dark-skinned women. For once, that's good. But it does involve dark-skinned men, though. All right. So Joe Budden, the rapper, he has a podcast, or I think he does a podcast. And like in this podcast, he said something about, in relation to Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj, right? When they were dating, right? And I think this may have been when they first started dating. So a little while ago, right? So Joe Budden said something to the effect of, oh, you know, I'm tired of seeing Meek Mill look like a dark-skinned simp, right? You know, referring to how Meek Mill was acting with Nicki Minaj, being, loving, very affectionate, just doing kind of like couple stuff, how couples interact that, are really like, not in love per se, but maybe like, lovey-dovey, And Joe Budden also said he was glad that it was a dark-skinned dude doing this too, instead of a light-skinned dude, right? And then, you know, Joe had said, based on the music that Meek Mill puts out there, I guess I'm not really familiar with Meek Mill's music, but I'm guessing it's like, I guess, very like thuggy, gang banging, hard, you know, like gangster rap music or whatnot. So based on that music, I guess he's thinking that Meek Mill shouldn't be acting like that. Being so affectionate and loving with Nicki Minaj, right? And also, Joe said like, "Oh, you don't really see light skinned dudes acting like this. Light skinned dudes are used to getting the girl, getting the hot chick, right? Something to that effect, right? So pretty much kind of saying that, the light skinned dudes always get the good looking females, and the dark skinned dudes are, you know, supposed to be, you know, basically not affectionate, not loving to their women. That's not what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like the gangster, basically like gangster rappers, right? So we got a couple of stereotypes floating around there. You know. All right. And the third and last comment that I have is Chris Brown, Chris Breezy, aka Cousin Chris. Chris Brown's my cousin, by the way. But Chris had said something about, his comment was directed towards, I guess, light skinned folk, actually. So it didn't involve any dark skinned folks. He wasn't speaking negatively about dark skinned folks. But he said, like, basically, Chris Brown said that he's always in his feelings because he's light skinned. And you know how Chris is, though. Chris, he think he an honorary dark skinned nigga, really. And I'm not sure if he's there. I'm not sure. I don't know if they, approved his application. I know Chris submitted his application a while ago, but I don't know if they approved it though. I gotta check into that. See what's up with that. But this does sort of kind of like, promote the stereotype of like light skinned folks, being emotional in their feelings, sensitive, bitch made, But I'm sure Chris probably meant it as a joke. But you know how that goes, right? Jokes usually come from a place of some truth, right? There's, at least a little truth in the joke, right? Or else the joke wouldn't make sense, right? But those are pretty much all the comments that I could really come up with. I'm pretty sure there's probably some more out there, but I just don't know of them. But if you know of them, let me know in the comments section, and perhaps I can do a follow-up video. And also, by the way, I kind of did this video to sort of just explore for a moment some, just colorism coming from light-skinned men, because usually that tends to not really be addressed, and there's reasons why that is, of course. There's reasons why that is, why it's like that. Some people can make the argument that, well, maybe light-skinned dudes are just kind of like not really a factor to begin with, which is true. There's some truth in that. Also, some people could just make the argument that, well, maybe the light-skinned dudes aren't really making those type of comments like that. That's an argument too. Some people are just saying, well, there's bigger fish to fry. That could be an argument as well. But I will say, like, while these comments all did come from light-skinned black men, they were kind of like distributed somewhat equally. Like, it was like a colorism comment towards light-skinned folks, a colorism comment towards dark-skinned men, a colorism comment towards dark-skinned women, and like, some distributions. Like, everyone can get it, right? If we're gonna be colorist, right? Then everyone can get it, you know. Not that we should, strive for that, but I'm just saying, you know, add a little joke in there, right? But, that's all I wanted to say for the moment. I just wanted to explore that for a brief moment, and get you guys' opinion on that. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.